Hey everybody, this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we're back on JUNKPUNK. We're at Monolith 2, and we are starting a new series on Monolith 2. Now, I took everything down, started from scratch. I did a little work on this the other day because I was trying to kind of get an idea of where I wanted to go with this. The point that I'm redoing this mission again is because last time when we completed it, I realized what a hot mess the whole thing was, and everything was disorganized. I spent most of my time running around on foot between machines, self-feeding it because I couldn't get anything to be balanced to animate the whole thing. Plus, we never did any building or anything, and we have all these new building materials that we can build things with. So I actually want to build a factory and have everything functioning balanced so that in the end, when we get ready to start feeding our vials to the monolith, everything can be fully automated. So it's actually a work in progress. I did start already, like I said, and I just set down a couple of machines because what I'm going to do is set up on this bottom floor. I'm going to set up lines that are going to just manufacture parts, and the most important one, there's none in here right now, but the most important one is the NWR alloy. That's used most common in almost everything, and so this line is going to feed this machine. I'm going to set up a drone pad for this with two drones, or two drone pads for this with four drones, because two drones will feed for the aluminum, and two drones will feed for this for the steel. And so we haven't gotten that far yet. I did build a new power plant back here. We're going to go ahead and keep all our power grid in one area, which is going to be back here, and this will feed the entire operation. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to build and expand on this. This won't be enough to do everything we want to do, and so I will continue to add tiles and moving back in this direction and adding more windmills and batteries. Oops, not paying attention, and I ran out of juice myself. Anyhow, so that's where we're at. That's what the series is going to be about. This series will obviously take a lot longer than the first one because I just kind of slapped everything together and rushed through it. This we're going to take time and plan things, and we're also going to be constructing walls and ceilings and floors and such. This is going to grow into a multi-story area. Anyway, so with that being said, like I said, we've got this running, but I don't want to continue to. I don't want to hand feed this. I want it to be automated. So what we're going to do is next is we're going to build a drone factory. I want to build that off on its own. I don't want it to be connected to this, and so I was looking for an area to build that in, and I think what we're going to build that is on the opposite side over here. And we're going to build that on the opposite side from the new power grid, which means it will be back over in this general direction here. Now, in all honesty, I am down to 126 alloy, which means I'm going to have to manufacture my own alloy, and for me to do that at the bench over there is kind of ludicrous when I can just load the materials into this and have it feed it into there, and I can pull from that, which is the whole point I'm making that. So I have a whole bunch of rare metal scrap. I'm going to put that in here. And that will make aluminum bars. Next, I am going to go and I'm going to have to get some regular scrap so that we can make the others. I have 20 of these. I'll throw those in right now and let them do its thing. So we need some more scrap, and regular scrap, and I don't know if we have any here left. I know there is a couple of lasers out this way. I believe all that is regular scrap right there. So I think we can move this laser over there and have it start mining some more scrap. This is off. Let's go ahead and pick this up. Let's grab this as well. We'll grab this as well. Grab that. Make sure this is empty before we pick it up. It is. Let's go ahead and get this as well. Alright, let's see if we can move that down here so that it can collect all this scrap that is over here. In the first episode, I never even went into this thing, so I don't have any idea what it does or if there's anything in here. It looks like there is. There's paint, purple paint. Huh, no kidding. Orange paint. What is this? It's a Viking hat. Ah, what do you know? I didn't even know that was in the game. I never ran across that before. Let's switch it out with our top hat. Now we have a Viking hat. Let's switch our paint out with the purple paint. See what that looks like. Oh, I kind of like that too. So maybe we'll keep these on us. Just make sure there's nothing else we're missing. No Easter eggs up here. That's rubber. We can't fly, so there's no way for us to get up to the second floor unless we built something. And I'm just not that interested in it. So, that being said, like I said, we have all the scrap down here. Yep, just scrap. So let's put together our laser real quick. And for the stuff that's down here, I think we will just drop the laser to collect it real quick. Oops, wrong way. Let's turn him back around this way. Maybe not quite that far up. Let's put him there. Let's throw the windmill down real quick. Let's hook him up. He has enough inventory space that I think he can probably handle this. So let's get up next to him. Spin him around. Actually, that's not a very good view for us. I want him to get that stuff up on that hill right there. So let's do that first. Maybe he can reach it. Okay. Now let's get him to pick up all this stuff. And I know this stuff is kind of mundane. We don't want to leave that behind. Just trying to get the stuff that he won't be able to get once he's up above up there. Okay. Let's good enough for me. Let's pick this stuff up again. And let's set him up right here. Come on. Yeah, this is boring, but it's necessary. Alright, let's run this stuff back up top. Alright, we're back and we've collected a little bit of the scrap we need so we can produce some more alloy so we can go back to building things. We want to focus next on the factory, the drone factory, and then the 2 drone pads we're going to need to make this line function. looks like we're doing fine on aluminum. Now, they did an update which requires a minimum of one slot to stay open in the machine when there are recipes calling for 2 items. Because before, when I did this before, and the first time I did this, these machines would, unless you monitored them very closely, would fill all the way up with one item, either steel or aluminum, and this made the machine stop producing, which kind of sucked because that's not very good automation. So they went ahead and reserved one of the slots for the secondary part of the recipe, so they made sure that it was always functioning. It could function a lot faster if it would add 2 or 3 slots. I think they should have split it 50-50 because aluminum's is this recipe calls for 1 aluminum and 2 steel, which means the steel is used up twice as fast as the aluminum, hence the reason the aluminum will fill this up. Now this just filled it up because we were we didn't have any steel running into it. If you start these both equally the same time, eventually the aluminum will work its way to fill this up because, like I said, the steel is being used twice as fast. And so, as you can see, it is filling the container. I'm going to steal these because we need them. The parts that we're getting ready to make. Alright, so we want to make the factory, and we need electronics. We need 25 of those electronics, and that's going to require copper bars. So what we're going to do is we're going to run back down. Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to stow this stuff in our bags. Ooh, that's even darker. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to stow these things in our bags that we're not going to be using to give us a little more room. And to make the electronics, we need copper bars, and so we don't have any, and we have 1, I think. So we will run back down here to this container that's got a bunch of that scrap in it, bring it back up, and change the recipe on our steel factory and have it make copper so it can make some copper bars for us. That, or we'll just run back to the old base and have that one do it, which is probably a smarter idea. Let's see what the status is over here. Alright, so let's make the recipe. No, let's don't do it here. Let's go ahead and take it back to our old base and do it over there because I don't want to change a bunch of stuff here. And we can simply take it over here. Stick it in this one. All these steel bars we have. We'll take them. While we're over here, see if we can get off some of this stuff. We're gonna die here in a second. Let's get over on our charger, shall we? So if I seem to run into walls or anything, don't excuse me, don't think I'm doing something crazy. I have my dog in here with me and she's kind of distracted me, so earlier when I ran in underneath the foundations and stood there, I was distracted by my little doggy. I have all this leftover stuff from the old days we probably will never use again. No, I could be wrong. Made me figure out a way to but in the future they may have recipes that'll use some of that stuff that we're not using this time around. Like we didn't use any electronic scrap for anything on Monolith 2. We didn't use gold. We did use quite a bit of platinum. And pretty much everything else, plastics. But for some reason we used no electronic scrap and we used no gold for anything. And I know this part is kind of boring. I could fast forward through it, but I didn't want to be lonely. This goes pretty quick. It's not that bad. And once we get those drones built, it'll speed things up because we'll be focusing on the next line, which is going to be for making gears. And we're also going to set up a line to make electronics. And those 3 items are going to be kept in the warehouse on that first floor. And they will constantly be being replenished. And the second floor is going to be more about manufacturing. We will build up from the bottom floor to the second floor, as in the first series we did that in a couple of spots, coming up from the ground up onto the platform to bring materials up, so you can do that. It's not pretty, and it doesn't have the type of belts we'd like to have like they do in Satisfactory. I don't know if in the future they have plans to do that or not, but hopefully they will. Alright, let's shut this thing off. I don't see no reason for it to be running. Take the bars back and make some electronics. So another thing I'm doing is I'm trying to... So we need 25 electronics. I'm trying not to just make a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to stay within the guidelines, and so we're going to make 25 of these. And that's all we're going to make for now. We're not going to just keep making stuff in bulk when we don't know how much we're actually going to need. So now we should be able to build that drone factory. See how many more. 51 more. We're going to need them all because I'm going to need to build from this platform out so that I can build a place to put that drone factory. Ah. And that'll be wide enough. But I think this will be big enough. Let's give it a shot and see. Although the drone factory is quite large, I think this is big enough platform for it to fit on. Oops. Let's try setting that down again. Facing it in that direction. Will it fit? Need to add a couple more foundations, and I think we have it. So we're off somewhere here. I guess we'll see once we get over to that side, because we'll start from here and work our way that way. Nope, that's not right. These ones are off. Yeah, see, we got a couple of them that are off here. Now that should comfortably be on the platform now. Yep, alright. So we're going to need to power this thing. See. We're going to probably need to make electronics. Yep. I'm thinking we're going to probably need 5 poles for along here to reach over there. Each one requires 5, so we need 25 electronics. Oops, what are we missing? Alloy? Yes, we are. Okay, so we're out of steel. So we're gonna need some more steel bars. Let's drop this scrap in here. And then we can put these steel bars up front up here. Pull a couple of these out. Let's put some of these in. I'm gonna have to stop this. So we can get some kind of balance going here. That's a little better. I'm going to have to kind of monitor that in the beginning here until we can get it on its own legs. So we need 25 of these. Let's go ahead and set up the holes we need. We can get all this wired up. I see we do have a piece that I missed down here. And another piece back here. We have a power outlet on this thing, I think on the front of it. Just saw that thing. Oh, there it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Thought it was like right here. Here it is. We're gonna need 5 more electronics. Well, I think that area up there will be a good spot for a drone pad. I'm not sure how we'll build that. Let's put down this one. Get our connector. Okay, so we got this one fired up. And what we need to make is we need to make 2 fronts and 2 rears, 4 thruster, and 4 lasers. That'll give us the 4 drones we need. So we need 4 fronts and 4 backs, not 2. So if we look at our on there, make sure we have a can't remember what it is now. We have a recipe book. And I haven't used it, so I don't know. Maybe if we look underneath here, we'll be able to find out where it's at. Grid snapping is C, but it doesn't work correctly. Let's see. Building menu is tab. Recipe manual is K. Yes. Alright, so if we pull up K, yeah, this is what I was looking for. So with K, we can scroll through here and see what we need for what. And to make the drone front units, we are going to need the core drives. So we're going to need 2, 4, 8 core drives. And then the rears are going to require electronics. We're going to need 80 electronics for that. So let's focus on those two. The core drives we're going to need 8 of first. And that requires platinum ingots. And the platinum are made with the same materials, the rare metal scrap. So we're going to need to get some rare metal scrap. How many did it say it would take? 4. So if we're going to make 8 of these, we're going to need quite a few platinum ingots. I think we're going to be better served doing that at the other place. But we'll leave that for next time. We got some stuff laid out. We build our drone factory. We got these things kind of running halfway. Even though we're hand feeding them still, we want to get these drones and the pads built so that we can actually automate that. That'll be our goal in the next episode. So, I mean, like I said, this is going to take a while because I'm going to take my time and try and do it right in the beginning until we can get things up and moving. Automatic, on automation, it's going to be kind of hard going. But I appreciate if you watch. If you like, hit the like button. If you have a suggestion or a comment, go ahead and make those in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We have multiple different video series that we do, and we appreciate your patronage, and it helps us out quite a bit if you'll hit that subscription button. Also, if you hit the bell, you get a notification when we drop our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming saying, see you next time. Bye now.